Hi, this is the insight for today. We title it Planning with God. Sometimes we exclude God from the equation. Maybe because of our smartness, because of the rules of engagement. But listen, the Bible says that in Him we live, in Him we move, in Him we have our being. Did you notice that? We can't move without God. We can't be without God. We cannot live without God. So first, when we want to plan, we're dealing with planning ahead for this month. We're talking about you cannot plan without God. Look, even God dealing with us is basically based on His plan. According to Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11, the Bible says God's plan towards us, or God's dealing with us, is based on His plan. He said, I know the thought or the plans I have towards you, plans of peace and not of evil, to give you a future and to give you hope. In other words, the dealing of God with my life is based on God's plan. So here is the point. We cannot do away with God in the planning equation. You see, there are many plans in the heart of men, but only the purpose, the plan of God shall stand, the Bible says. So we cannot be planning and exclude God. So within the planning equation, you need to ask, what is God's verdict on this idea? What is God's purpose for this time? What is God's desire? Why He wants A, B, C, D to happen? God must be a major source of consultation within the planning equation. You cannot plan without God. The tongue belongs to men. Men, we plan, but the final verdict of our plan resides with God. So when you read the book of James, God made a sterling statement why we need to surrender our plans to Him. Listen very carefully to how the apostle James put it. Look here, you people who say, today or tomorrow we are going to such and such a town, stay there a year and open up a profitable business. How do you know what is going to happen tomorrow? For the length of your lives is as uncertain as the morning fog. Now you see it, soon it is gone. What you ought to say is, if the Lord wants us to, we shall live and do this or that. Otherwise, you'll be bragging about your own plans, and such self-confidence never pleases God. So the coming year, everything you plan to achieve, surrender it to God. Add a caveat in your discourse. If God wills, if God permits, when God allows, granted God caused it to happen, your planning must be with God. The psalmist says in Psalm 127, unless the Lord build the city, the builders build in vain. Unless the Lord watch over the city, the watchman watches in vain. It is in vain you wake up early and sleep late and eat the bread of idleness. He chooses His beloved that He gives sleep to. God must be in the equation. Do you want to plan ahead? Yes. But you need to plan with God. I wish you well in the coming year, wherever you find yourself on God's beautiful planet. As you plan ahead for the year 2020, spend some time and plan with God. But also look for a time and subscribe to my YouTube channel and other social media handle for more content. I want to see you by God's grace in the coming year, where we'll do exploit to God's glory. Happy New Year.